not really being actively present in the moment to invite God.
Right.
I want you to be in what I'm doing. So I'm going to let you know, God, I'm inviting you this. Hey, come this way. Come this way. Come this way. Come this way. And you're just staying focused on being present or inviting God what you're doing because you are understanding you are not trying to be independent from God, but you're trying to be dependent on the King and the kingdom's government.
Right.
Hello everybody,
Sunny Bonani. Thank you for being part of our family. My name is Pumla.
Lady of Power.
I do want to say it.
Oh, and my name is Jave, aka Grandmaster Bugsy.
Ah.
So,
Faith and family goals, preparing for a new season.
yes.
So we're talking about preparing for the new season. It's gonna be the new season soon, so we want you to prepare early.
Right.
Okay. I'm not talking about summer coming. I'm not talking about
winter.
I'm talking about
Spring, mother.
Wow. Okay, and I'm also talking about the next month is going to be the last 90-day month. So if you started your journey January, February, March, and doing 90-day programs, which is perfect. So that's going to be the last 90-day for you. It's going to be the last 90-day plan, 90-day progress, or whatever it is.
Yeah. So as we step into this new session, it's the perfect time to reflect, reset, and set faith-driven goals that will strengthen your family, right? Focus on ways that you can improve the quality of your family's relationship, finances, love, success, wealth, goals for the future, and the vision for your children. Let alone if you don't have children, the vision for your future as far as in being of service on a grand national level, right? Not just really focusing on just your family, focusing on more than your family, so that way you are focusing on a legacy, correct?
Right.
So today we're going to be talking about the key areas of focusing on a spiritual walk, basically, right? A family prayer, life, finances, and relationships. So let's dive in.
All right, let's go. So point number 1, align your goals with God's vision. Woo, that's the very big one. Align your family goals, not just your own goals, but your family goals with God's vision.
And if you guys stuck around and listened to some of the lives that we talk about, I kind of shared with you a perspective on what God's original purpose was and vision, and let alone what was God's reason for and what was his plan for sending Jesus Christ, his vision, right? And what was being reintroduced. So if you guys want more information about that, I'll definitely share that again with another live. This is actually the movement as well. We are not religious people. We are kingdom citizens. We are citizens of the kingdom of heaven, and we're here to do the job and the work as agents to make leaders out of leaders and make change on earth.
Okay, so the first step is setting faith and family goals is seeking God's vision. So you have to educate yourself in knowing what is God's plan. I know you talked about it too on one of our lives. You said a lot about God's plan, right? So you got to seek God's plan. I would also tell you to go to Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5-6. That reminds us to trust in the Lord and let him direct our path. So how do you do that? You put your vision board on the floor and you stick all the papers, and then you let God do the rest.
Right.
That's how you do that, right? Take time to pray together as family, okay? Write down what you feel led to do. So anything that you feel like this is what I need to do, write it down.
This is what's calling me.
Or this is what's calling me, write it down, right? And set goals that align with his purpose.
Right.
Yes.
Being a stewardship, being a scholar, being a person who is actually actively seeking on what that questions are. You can ask a direct question. We have technology today that will give you a straight answer, let alone for you to do the rest of the research on finding out what God's purpose is, what his plan is, and make sure that you're aligning your will with his will. And also striving for more, not just being in the window, right? Not just being in the box, right? There's more for you to do, but you have to step out of your comfort zone. You have to step out, and you have to be willing to grow. And only to grow, sometimes you got to do the hard stuff. And a lot of times you got to step out. And a lot of times you have to do the step out. Baby, stop before I knock you out. A lot of times you have to do the hard work, right? You got to do the stuff that's super hard.
Yeah,
and
that's
with that being
true.
said, we're gonna move forward.
Number 2 is create strong family prayer. All right, a prayer routine for your family, not just for yourself. We wake up at 4 a.m. and pray. We pray at 6 p.m. as well as a family, and also let our daughter do the prayer some days so that she can learn and and we can see how far she is with praying, right? So it helps cultivate her praying skills, and it also helps her listen to us while we do our prayers, and she learns. Right.
And so with highlighting this is that you are not only introducing the foundation, but you're creating a relationship and also inviting God more often into your day-to-day program. Right. There's God gave you willpower for a reason, right? Like you can go about your day and not even think. Like to ask you to be frank with you, we did not do this. We did not pray. We weren't incorporating. We were just kind of doing day-to-day life stuff and not really being actively present in the moment to invite God.
Right.
I want you to be in what I'm doing. So I'm going to let you know, God, I'm inviting you this. Hey, come this way. Come this way. Come this way. Come this way. And you're just staying focused on being present, on inviting God what you're doing, because you are understanding you are not trying to be independent from God, but you're trying to be dependent on the king and the kingdom's government.
Right. I would also say that we always say that our relationship has God's foundation first. We built God's foundation first, and with the reason why we say that is because a strong family foundation starts with prayer. Right? Whether it is a short prayer before meals or a dedicated weekly Bible study, consistent. I do Bible study with my daughter every morning. Not every morning, but on weekends when she's home, we do Bible study. We read the Bible. What did we hear from the Bible, from that particular scripture?
Correct.
We'll share some simple ways to incorporate prayer into your daily routine.
Right.
One of my teachers told me that if you pray, you don't have to always go on your knees and go into your room. You can literally pray in public by not saying anything and just praying inside with your thoughts. You don't have to say it out loud. You don't have to pray out loud. But she told me that sometimes you guys are sitting in the classroom, right? And I'm sitting here, and you guys are doing an activity, and I'll be sitting here looking at you guys, but I'll be praying. And I thought that was so powerful, because most of the time we don't pray in public because we think that you have to be on your knees and you have to be shouting and you have to be speaking in tongues and so on and so forth.
So with that highlighting that is, that's a perspective. There's levels of prayer, right? And then there's moments where it's valid and important for you to get some alone time, create a space for you to actually get some intimacy, because it's almost like setting the mood for you and your partner. You're not just about to be like, yeah, come on, let's sit on the porch, right? Like if you want to be an intimate setting, you're going to set up that area for that intimate setting so you can get to know and y'all can have conversations, laugh, and It's the same principles and the same structure when you're dealing with God. You want to have that long time. This is the reason why Christ, a lot of the times, will go up to the mountain so he can have some peace times away from the disciples, right? And then it was only a few times where we were like, yo, let me show you what I was doing. He only showed them one time his prayer, right? And you have to understand that praying with family is one foundational aspect, but praying by yourself is the main structure, because it's the intimacy between you and him. God, and that does not always mean that she needs to be there when I'm having a conversation with God, okay?
Okay, point number three, set clear financially and lifestyle goals. You're setting clear financially what it is that you want to do. We have a dry erase board that we have 7 baby steps. We have how to take action that's going to lead us to 7 baby steps, and then what are the things that we need to do to complete the 7 baby steps, right, that we are doing. So I would say that aligns with, it's a clear, very clear, everybody can see it. It's on a dry erase board. Dry erase board. It's on the wall. It's on the wall, so we can see it daily, right? We can read it daily, and we know where we're at. what step we're taking, and what needs to be done when. So that is clear. Everybody knows that, right? And then what else? Lifestyle goals. How do we want to live? Okay, we want to minimize our spending. We want to live like this right now because we know it's not going to be forever. Right.
We want to be diligent on how we move God's wealth, and we want to be able to be a vortex of abundance and prosperity to when God blesses us, when money is able to have the ability to move through us and we not close up the dam. Right. We want to be good stewardships of the finances that He gives us so we can do more for other people's families and other cultures, the things that we want to improve on, like our communities, let alone the ideas and goals and aspirations that we have with bringing businesses, brands, ideas, so on and so forth.
Here it goes again. Faith and finance go hand in hand.
To do.
Did you hear the first part? Faith and finance. Faith and finance. What does that remind you? Okay. Faith and finance go hand in hand. Being intentionally with money helps us live in alignment with God's principles. Whether you are saving, getting out of debt, or looking to give more, getting clear with financial goals is crucial for family stability.
To highlight that, if you don't know what the principles of wealth is for God, or you don't know what the principles of money is by God, ask this question. What are the principles of money, right? Be able to prompt yourself to ask these right questions. Be able to use your resources to get that answer, so you can highlight and write it down and bring it into your day-to-day principles.
We can also make a video if you ask as well. If you guys want us to make a video of the God's financial principles,
correct,
we can definitely give you some little bit that we know. Okay.
Yeah, so just focus on that, ask the right questions, write it down, apply it to your day-to-day. Principles go a long way with any business, with the way that kingdoms, you know, states, countries operate. They run on principles.
Right. Point number 4, strengthen your marriage and parenting vision. Yeah. Our relationship shapes our family's success, right? Our relationship in general, like our relationship in a family. It strengthens our family's success. Take time to nurture your marriage, and being intentional with your parenting creates a lasting impact.
Yes.
Well, we'll share ways to keep your bond strong while leading your kids in faith.
So, a couple of things. Make sure that your cup is full as an individual, as myself, and for my wife. We need to make sure that our cups are full, so that when we get together, that we're pouring into each other's cup abundantly. That way, our relationship and things and the principles and even the structure and blueprint on how we address certain things in our marriage, to look for the vision of where we want to go, what we are doing now, how we encourage each other, to then roll off onto our children, right? To then start sharpening our parenting skills, because we're already working on the other parts of that foundation. So therefore, as your cup overfloweth, it's to continuously flow to the next area of progress, right? Being able to have the structure with how we handle things in our marriage, we'll be able to get insight in certain points on how we can parent better.
I love that. I love that you said that. I love the fill your cup first thing. As a mom, I wake up every morning and I wake up every rising and I journal, I read, I work out, and what else do I do? Journal, read, work out, and take care of my hygiene, right? Before everyone else wakes up in the morning. Everyone else wakes up during the day, right? Or whenever they have to wake up. Or sometimes I have to make sure that everyone is up. So filling your cup first is very important, because if I don't do that, I'm going to be irritated easily that my daughter's not being fast enough to get dressed and go to school, right? I'm going to be irritated easily that my husband is not helping me. I have to wake him up. You know, these little things, you have to wake up at least an hour early to get into yourself first, and then have everybody else wake up and help everyone do what they're supposed to do, you know, or they have to do. And in that way, you're going to have a clear mindset how to help them. You're going to have you're gonna be able to solve the problem that might trigger you, right? Because you know, oh, she's moving slow, let me help her out, right? Like this, like that, like so. All right,
like
you want to say anything?
I know you got that.
I know.
But other than that, like I said, you know, our daughter has a routine, and then by also us focusing on our routines, we're able to implement and we're able to set a clear perspective on how she needs to view the day, how she needs to view putting God first. Like right now, we have her read the 10 Commandments just to get into her soul and her spirit. Being aware, and when we ask her, like, yo, what are you doing right now that's not in alignment of these foundational laws, right? AKA these foundational principles, right? And she's able to address and correct herself as well, right? And then also to hygiene, her workout, yoga, and stuff like that, get dressed, and then eat before she leaves out, right? So we're implementing her to have a routine. So that's how we get stronger too as well in that bond, by us focusing on ourselves, then focusing on our marriage, and having each layer have a foundation. There's a different layer that we handle when we're conducting business, but having foundations in those other areas, how you do one thing is how you do all things, will allow it to bleed over into the other aspects of life. So with that being said, the goal, what are goals? Go ahead.
What are the goals are you gonna set for the next season for you and your family? Drop the comment down below. Let us know, and let us be accountable to each other, and let's grow together. If you found this helpful, like, subscribe, and share it with someone you know they might need to hear.
Absolutely. So with that being said, stay locked in. God vibes only. Hot!
Gostosa e joga.